Okay, everyone, it's me again, doing another review. This time, gonna try and keep it shorter, but won't be reviewing any recent Who eps. Instead, I'm gonna do two reviews in one, because I think they explore a similar theme of fact and fiction and the line between the two. And these are, of course, Doctor Who The Mind Robber DVD, a favourite of mine when I first watched it on video as a kid, so finally got round to getting that this week. And, by sheer coincidence, another story I listened to recently, Doctor Who The Doomwood Curse. So, first off with the classic DVD story first, The Mind Robber. It's a Patrick Troughton story for those of you who've never seen it. Continues directly off previous story, The Dominators, but you really don't need to watch that. It's just the TARDIS is almost well, no, it doesn't almost. It gets completely covered by lava, and the Doctor decides that the only way out of this situation is to set up an emergency unit, which causes the TARDIS to disappear outside of reality altogether, and begins this really, really mad story of unicorns and Rapunzel and Minotaurs and clockwork toy soldiers. I think those are my favourites, actually. Yeah, it's a story, like I said, that I watched as a kid on video, and it was a long time before. It's been out on DVD for quite a few years now, but it was a long time before I finally got round onto it. And when I was reminded of it, when I was listening to Doomwood Curse, I was thinking, why haven't I got this on DVD yet? And then I started watching it, and from the first episode, I realised why. It's because DVD, high quality a picture, really, it does have its drawbacks, particularly in a few cases of very old Who. And the best example ever of this is The Mind Robber Part 1, which it's not completely unrelated to the story, but it's very Twilight Zone-y, in which the TARDIS is literally nowhere. It's this, when I first watched it on video, it was this like expansive white void of nothingness. There was no end in sight. And then I watched it on DVD, and suddenly it's clear that it's a room being painted white. You can actually see where the floor ends and the wall begins, and that kind of it didn't ruin the memories that I had of the story, or certainly not of the story overall, because a lot of it does look it looks rather excellent still, but the white void scenes, it's a pity that at moment got tarnished, because it's suddenly takes the mysterious element of the first episode, and suddenly it just no longer works half as well when you can know it's a room. On video it looks great. On video, in its kind of like fuzziness and lower picture quality, it really did look, mysterious, which is something Doctor Who is fantastic at. But yeah, on with the rest of the story, which featured so many characters, and I think it's still, the rest of the story holds up really, really well even today. I think it's one of the most unusual Doctor Who stories I've ever watched. It's filled with fictional characters, both ones that we all know of, and ones that have that to this day have left internet boards guessing who the hell they are. I'm referring specifically to the children. and that's all they're listed in. That's all they're listed as in the credits, as the children or the white robots. So, because no one's really sure of what they could be, other than the fact that they were props used in the previous BBC series back in the 50s, so people are just guessing, yeah, that's the fiction they're based on. But no, I do love watching Patrick Troughton's stories. I love watching his performances, and it's stories like The Mind Robber, The Invasion, The War Games. It really makes you hate the fact that so many of his episodes were junked, because a lot of his you have to visually watch him. Soundtracks are great, it's nice to have something, but he's so expressionistic, and it's clear that he has made a huge impact on Matt Smith's Doctor. He's got some great he's got excellent comic timing. I think he does the best expressions when he realizes that he's messed up, particularly when during one bizarre moment he has to reconstruct Jamie's face, which oddly enough they actually find a way to make it perfectly family friendly, and right now, only now, it's a fridge horror moment, and I'm just realising how how horrific the idea of the Doctor reconstructing his companion's face is, especially when he gets it wrong. There's just this look of oh crap moment on his face when he realises he's got it wrong. He's great at the mystery, so I don't know the words. He is one of my favourite Doctors when I'm watching him. Like Matt Smith is, he's certainly in the top 5, maybe even top 3. It's really difficult to tell, but he is one of my favourites anyway. And but the story itself, it does drag a little bit, but I think the production does hold up amazingly well. Even today, I know what I said about the White Void in the first episode, but the rest of the story, some bits work better than others, but overall it looks great. And I wasn't surprised to find that David Maloney, who's directed some of the best Doctor Who stories ever, The War Games, Talons of Weng Chiang, I think he directed Deadly Assassin as well. Wasn't surprised he directed it. What I was surprised about was that it was one of his first stories. The guy was a natural at what he did. And, you know, seeing The Mind Robber, it's just amazing to think that with what little money he had, he was able to make this bonkers idea of fiction and reality together. So I give that an 8 out of 10 story overall. Drags slightly, and the first episode in DVD quality, it suffers just a little bit because of the white room problem, as I mentioned. But yeah, overall, I definitely recommend it to new series fans who like to see something different with every single episode.